Of course, Coach Mack pulls in around that time.
Of course, Coach Mack pulls in right after
I
I
give
pull
you,
up.
of course, I give him the head nod, whatever. Coach Mack pulls in. We get out of the car. Brian, maybe I still have a little bit of Rick hangover. I don't know. And I'm not comparing the two on this. Just Rick was a different dude. I don't know. He was, and I think even Coach Mack would say.
And Rick was at a different point in his career.
Yeah, Rick he was a legend.
Yeah, so stop with your comparisons about who they are as far as a coach, because they were Mack is 49 years old.
Right.
I mean, he was just kind of hard to approach because he had such a high stature.
Because, and I don't even mean it like in a bad way. I mean, like he was a Hall of Famer. I mean, he's a legend. Like Mack will be. My son will grow up and be like, oh, it's Chris Mack.
Right.
Chris Mack
Yeah,
walked
for sure.
in.
Maybe.
In Jeff Ruby's. And you're like, yeah, I know.
No, for sure.
It's crazy. But so he walked. Mack's there, gets out of the car. The first thing Marcus Maben says.
Brian, get off the phone because you got to hear this.
As we're walking up the sidewalk, the first thing Marcus Maben says, Coach, you need to stop eating all that beep junk food.
Why did you tell them about the beat part, Steve?
Because I think that needed to be there.
You think that was an important part of the story?
So I'm immediately like, hey, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this?
Keep in mind, people, we're at like the back door of and Coach is like, get ready to hold the door open. But listen, I just knew that was a junk food bag, by the way. It was going in the trash.
Oh my gosh.
It looked like a junk food bag.
It hurt. Like I was kind of like, wait a minute, we can't do that, can we? I mean, are we allowed to yell like that? So anyways, media goes around the front door. So, of course, Max, like, y'all can
former
It's
players.
a little intimate room too.
Yeah.
Former players don't.
But we're not at that door. We're at the other
okay,
door.
sorry.
So of course he's like, hey, y'all just come through here. Cool. This is where the problem starts.
Pay attention, people, because I think Steve is really upset about this.
This is Dad. This is an issue because we talked on this show yesterday, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm cool with Mac. Like, I think like he may not be like the way he is with Marcus, but I'm like, I mean, he knows. Like, he knows. Surely he knows by now. I mean, I think he's got some family that listens in. He's got some, like, surely he knows. Like, hey, Steve, Steve used to play some. He can do his thing, whatever. All right, so Marcus, all right, man. Hey, look. Don't make any news today. We're kind of ha-haing a little bit. Like, hey, honeymoon's over. It's time now. We're kind of grilling him a little bit. We're having fun. All right. Marcus says, hey, don't make no news. Puts his hand out.
So if people don't know, this is why you should have YouTube. Steve just basically said, Coach Mack and I had a gang.
Oh, yeah.
A gang sign style handshake.
Oh, yeah.
You know those pregame handshakes in the NBA games where you just.
Yeah.
like we were naturally from the same set.
Yeah. That was exactly what happened. And
Very fluid.
And I was
it was fluid.
I was like, oh, okay. So then, Mac makes the natural turn to me. Like, all right, he shakes my dang hand, man.
He gives him the Barack Obama.
Yes,
change
he Obama'd me. And look, hey, and in all, I wish y'all were on the YouTube because I stood there, Brian, with the head coach of the University of Louisville. He shakes my hand, and I kind of like, he walks over to his office, and I just kind of stand there like,
I don't get the gang style handshake.
What the hell was that? Like I don't even move. I'm like, what just happened?
See, here's the thing.
Did I just get mediated? Like,
ooh,
I know. I'm like,
you got media guide.
I'm like, oh,
guided.
Yeah,
guide. GUY'.
Like that's a problem.
He's like, come on this way now. Now you go over there, and I'll see you in a little while.
I know. I just said, like, I just was on the show talking about how I thought we were okay.
No, he wasn't saying you weren't okay, Steve. It's just one of those things. Like, I knew Coach Mack was going to be the guy because there's something about basketball player thumb placement on a handshake, and there's like a 7-degree angle that your thumb has to be at, and it's a nonverbal communication that we're gonna do the full handshake, right? And Coach Mack, he has to meet a lot of people often, so that 8%, acute angle that you have on the thumb. Steve was more at a 30% angle when he should have been more at a 70% angle, which caused him to get the regular handshake.
Yeah.
That's just one of those things that takes years, and it's just an unspoken language between the basketball community.
I was going to say that. Do you think it's something because you all battled on the court at some point that, y'all have shared the sweat together?
Oh,
so
so
he's
y'all's
like, I
old.
respect it.
So y'all's old rear end played together. So I can't get. So I get a.
No,
How you doing, Mr. Rummage?
Again, there's just
thanks.
Listen, everybody knows there's just a small angle of communication at the thumb. Like I said, I'm losing my geometrical terms right now, but Steve just didn't. His thumb was just too high. And
chemistry.
And
Chemistry's one there.
No, your thumb was too high.
And this is worse than
awkward.
I didn't even get Obama.
Yeah. Your thumb was sticking straight up, Steve. That's the problem.
It's way
When
worse.
somebody shakes your hand and your thumb sticks straight up in the air, you're going to get a regular handshake.
I'm going to say this in the best way possible. If we had hired Shaka, I'd be like, it is what it is.
It still would have been the same basketball historical handshake. You
Sure, but I can eat that one.
No, because you think but you would have been wrong.
I don't care if I was wrong. I would have felt better.
It was not a racial standard to this one.
Obviously.
This was a basketball handshake adjustment. I've seen the little memes going around where they show just how many different handshakes. They're their own language, Steve.
Yeah.
And I think you got a little too focused on the fact that we were going into the back way into the building.
Well, whatever it was, it was bad. It was bad. I don't know. It kind of made me question.
How cool
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Lose one you shouldn't.
I'm gonna roast you on air when we get back.
Lose one you shouldn't.
Okay, so
Mac treated me like a walk-on. That's fair.
That was a moment.
That was a moment.
Okay, now let's
Can you
keep going.
imagine Rick doing that with Marcus, being like, "What's up?"
Oh,
I know.
Just giving him a bro handshake.
I don't know. He was kind of.
We had a moment with Rick.
We did have a moment with Rick.
But doesn't Rick feel like
Rick,
he's more the guy that would do what Chris Mack did
Sure,
to you with everybody?
It was a little different. It was different. Yeah, it was a little different. You were kind of. But I will say this. Maybe you approached it different. I don't know.
Again, Rick came from the New York Knicks to college.
Right.
He's already coached in Madison Square Garden. His resume was the exact opposite of what Max is. Max college, Wake Forest assistant, high school women's coach. Like his trajectory is straight up.
I don't know, but
he's part of the mafia.
He hurt me, man.
Oh, get over it. Okay,
no, he hurt me.
Oh, well, keep on. Okay, he hurt you so bad. Keep in mind, let everybody know how welcoming he was to you moving forward.
He was great. He was great there. He said, "Hey, yeah, y'all just go through there. You good."
You went total fan. You didn't go fanboy, but your eyes in the back room looking at Jordan and Enoch having their post-workout lunches.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to control your eyeballs a little bit.
Because it's not fanboy at that point. It's because
it
was players.
It wasn't fanboy.
It was what it is though.
It was different.
Is when you walk in that room and you see them and then,
in normal environments.
And then you is what you do is you say, "Wow, we're really going to win the championship." Like this is actually going to happen.
Just to describe what Steve is telling you, Brian, you have these moments too. We're in this studio, and your favorite player comes in or whatever, but when you see them really in person in a small room, you're like, this guy takes up 40% of the room. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we've
Like-
had some big guys.
Right. So the thing is, you're in there in a closed space with Stephen Enoch, and Jordan's the short guy in the room,
Yeah.
and he's huge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Speaking of, let me just say this right now because somebody's probably listening. I need to get this off my chest. The conditioning that Coach Pegues is in is different. Coach Mack and Coach Pegues are in stupid shape,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. I was messing with him about eating his junk food. He's earning it. He's earning the right to have junk food because they're conditioned. I didn't even reckon. I looked at Coach Pegues right in his face and didn't even realize who he was. And then I realized you've been working out. Like you've been working out and eating good. Like he looked like he's gone vegan or something.
Well, it was funny because I mean that was a true story. Like I don't know if Coach Pegues thinks you were kidding or not, but I was like I didn't want to tag it on Twitter and this looks like you're having a conversation. But that was a true story. We come out and I said, man, we got to get Coach on, Coach Pegues on. You're like, yeah, I wonder what he's on. That was Coach Pegues.
Yeah. I was like
he was right there.
Yeah, and it was the thing when I finally like thought it was him. I was like, nah, that's not him. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I shook his hand and everything, and I'm like, damn, he looks like Coach Pegues. You know what I'm saying? Is your brother or something? You know what I'm saying?
Former player.
They were right.
Louisville?
Point being, they were in really, really good
By
shape.
the way, good news, Brian. Good news for the show. We did clear everything up with Enoch. Everything's
That's
good.
That's good. I feel
Everything's
better.
He
good.
probably got tired of me saying my bad, but
Yeah.
dude, I needed to make
Did
sure.
he say something about it?
No, I did. I
No,
did.
what did
he say?
Listen, I said, look, man.
But he was aware.
He knew it. He knew it came out through me.
Not much more needed to be said than my bad. It was like, hey, my bad. Dude, don't. Hey.
Yeah, he
Oh,
came.
he was real cool.
No,
about
yeah,
it.
he cut me off. He was like, "Nah, don't listen. It ain't. Don't worry about it. No harm, no foul. You know, it's all good." And I was like, "No, but really, my bad, man." Because like I said, if I,
Did you explain the situation to him, kind of how it went down?
Oh, he knew.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. No,
He
no.
knew.
So he was listening,
Oh, no, he knew exactly how it went down.
Put it this way, he had that discussion long before I came in there to talk to him about it, and that was clear. You know what I'm saying? So, but point being, he was cool. Like I said, he cut me off before I could even. But I wanted to say, I know listen. I know you're cool, but I want to reiterate that because here's the thing. I probably cost him some followers too. You know what I'm saying? By saying that, he didn't get to be the one to release
Sure.
the.
Did you gain some?
Spoken like a true media member.
Go play your way into the first round. You get them back.
Yeah, right. But yeah, point being, okay, we cleared that up.
So that was good. Of course, Kenny Klein's awesome. So and I'm able to, and you know me, I'm like he probably just, I don't know. I you know how appreciative I am that he just entertains me.
Who, Kenny?
Yeah, because I'm me, I'm over here like Kenny, man. Hey man, where's the hotels at in Miami?
Brian, do you know Steve went right to his
trying to figure out, man.
he went right to his Kenny Klein Trump card.
Yep.
Hey Kenny, going down to Miami. Think you can let me know where
me a
we
hotel?
where gonna be staying at? And it's like he was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh no, I'm taking the family down to Miami. The trip,
It makes it sound so worse, much worse than what it was.
Look, the football and the basketball, and he's like, oh.
Hey, shooters got to shoot, man.
Oh, look, and he was like, oh, okay, I get what you're saying now.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
So you're going, So then he was like, yeah, we probably already got that booked, like we not booked, like we have the plans already arranged.
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff.
like,
so
needless to say, he's like, yeah, I'll get you.
but Steve made sure he put it out to the universe of Kenny Klein that I'm going down.
That he'd be there.
Yeah, he wanted to purposely let him know, which was
Right.
which was a good play. Yeah, I was gonna say that was a good, strong play.
Did Kenny dap me up? Yeah, me and Kenny, we have a
Do y'all dap up?
no. We're just like, what up?
Yeah, I don't even know if we fist bump anymore. Just, you can't fist bump Kenny Klein because he got a big championship ring, and you're like,
He probably has the. He probably is the new Rick.
yeah.
I would say that because
Yeah.
there is a little bit of respect there where you kind of like straighten up around him. Like, all right.
Good point, because I did look down at my pants and said, did I really just wear my ripped jeans?
I know. Well,
today?
Well, I walked in, and when I walked around him, I was like, man, I'm glad I wore khakis.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of like, you feel like, ugh.
Yeah, I did have ripped jeans. You were scared to pass me a basketball, Steve, in that room?
Yes, I'm not going to grab one of the basketballs. Look,
Brian, there was 2 basketballs sitting on the table right by the door. I said, hey, Steve, throw me one of those basketballs real quick. He was like, no.
I'm not grabbing one of the
far away were you?
basketballs.
5 feet.
Okay.
4.
So it could have been a little underhand toss.
It wouldn't even been a toss. He could have literally.
It didn't matter if it was a dang handoff.
He was scared to touch the basketball.
I wasn't
it was
grabbing one of the basketballs.
It was sitting on the
to
table.
pass.
See, that's what makes me question.
What's Rummage doing?
That's what
Does Rummage got a ball?
That's what makes me question how much basketball is in your blood. Because any basketball player knows another basketball player is going to basketball if it's available to be touched.
Absolutely, but it wasn't available to be touched.
It was sitting on the table.
It was sitting where it was supposed to be sitting, where somebody put the ball.
Dude, there was paperwork and crap around it.
Rummage was in here for 5 minutes. He picked up the basketballs. That's what the story
because
looks like.
Marcus Maben wanted the I am a top 10 all-time player at the University of Louisville. You will not get chastised
That's been
for
a while.
handing me a basketball.
That's different. Things are different.
That's
now.
why
it's a whole new regime.
I got into
Mealy
media.
Bendapudi, Vince Tyree, Chris Mack.
Vince Tyree knows.
I know.
What do you mean?
It's totally different.
You think he's gonna show
Sit in Kansas anymore.
Hey, Marcus.
Yeah.
Hey, don't touch the basketballs around the University of Louisville.
No, but what if they all walk in or a pitcher gets taken
and they're gonna
as
see
I'm
me
taking
spin
the ball?
They're gonna see me spinning the ball on my finger during the press conference, using my middle finger to spin it while saying, "We want Mac. Let's go get this Final Four, player."
I can't get more than a dang handshake from the coach, and you want me to pick up one of his basketballs?
What were you going to do with the ball once you
Yeah,
got it?
what
Brian,
the freak were you going to do with the ball? Dribble it?
What part of that didn't you hear?
You just
I
gonna
was
let
going.
it hang out?
I was going to spin the basketball
that
on
part.
my middle finger
Yeah, that's what we
during
need.
the press
Oh,
conference.
perfect. Should turn your sound down.
Brian, my phone went off in the middle of the press conference.
you know,
Oh,
yesterday.
No, that's a rookie mistake.
No,
right
no,
there.
No,
Here's
it's
the
worse.
worst.
It's worse.
When we go to the press conferences, I swear I think people are like, are these jackasses here again? Like,
I don't think they're like that with me.
I do. I do. I think our reputation precedes us
Plus,
at press
here's Dumb
conferences.
and Dumber.
Plus,
Yeah, I know.
you know
I
what? You know what happens too?
Yeah.
The players, they be dapping me up too hard.
Oh, they
I'm
do.
I'm gonna have to stop that.
Oh yeah, no. Jordan walks in the press conference, and we're in the very back. And this is the part where I love just standing next to Marcus because I kind of get the credit too. Jordan walks in, and it's just like a real loud, and it's like,
So you got the bro handshake from Jordan?
no, Marcus did.
Marcus.
I got it from Enoch though,
There you go.
so that was dope.
Y'all are that was dope. Y'all are cool now. I can tell. I can tell.
Even when we was walking out after I died, and I had to walk out. We'll talk about that in a second. I died mid press conference. I've had a coughing
Glad
issue.
you're here.
No, it was right as Steve was finishing up. It right in the back of my throat was just like boom, and I was like,
Yeah, he.
Yeah, you had those situations where you're trying to fight it back to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
he was trying.
I had tears
He was-
coming out of my eyes.
No, because here's what happened. My phone,
Yeah,
my Facebook was on the press conference. So Jordan is talking, and then my phone starts repeating what Jordan is saying because it was on a live feed of what was going on. So it went off, and of course, I'm not really slick with the phone. Like I'm not very quick. So it was a full 4.5 to 6 seconds of people listening and turn around. I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all.
I've had that happen actually because when we take the Comrex that we use to send the audio back to the studio,
right.
you put the return audio on and we put it up in the headset so you can actually listen and you can kind of inform the producer back here. All right, Coach Max coming up to
Right.
the podium, and I had Bob Valvano on. And I didn't have the return audio on, and I clicked it on, and it was like loud as hell. And so everybody's
know.
listening to the Bob Valvano show at the press
yeah. We're
conference.
kind of like, dang.
Yeah, and you try to act like you're not embarrassed, like hey, I'm sorry, but you're really embarrassed on the inside, and you're like, again,
I know.
Your Rick hangover is like, dude, he might have threw a microphone
yeah.
across the room.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, everybody, just while Marcus gets his phone together.
Yeah.
You know, like he's
he points it out. Like
right. So okay, so Brian, the phone incident happens with me. No big deal, but I'm definitely a little embarrassed because it is true. Not being traditional media, you want to just be as small as you can in the room. Because like I said, we respect,
yeah, there's monsters in there, man.
yeah,
that
grinder,
really,
and you respect the magnitude of the opening press conference that Wara and Enoch are returning. So you really want to be respectful for the general space. Like this is not just some general weekly, whatever.
Right.
So Steve, instead of saying, don't worry about it, you know what I'm saying? Like he knows that I'm feeling a little embarrassed about it. You know what he starts doing? Moving to the other side of the room. No, Brian. He literally moved to the other side of the back room. And you know what he did?
I can totally see
Listen,
We're children
he,
back here.
he looked at me again, and then he moved another step away. And he looked at me again, and he looked around the room to see who else was looking, and then he moved another step away from me.
He was done being associated with you at that point.
Yeah. I just brought you through the Mac secret passage back door to the Planet Fitness Center, and he's too embarrassed to deal with the 4 seconds of my phone going off in that room, right? And I was like, how could you? How could you? Texter, that's a great idea. I am going to put the music for this show as my ringtone. Texter, that's what I'm talking about.
I've actually
that's a great idea.
Speaking of that, I've had 2 or 3 people reach
Good
out
idea.
to me wanting your intro music so that they can try to figure out
pretty
how to
funny.
get it to be their ringtone.
Listen, I want that.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I want that. Okay, so point being, Brian, Steve distanced himself from me.
I did.
Which makes me feel more embarrassed and more awkward. And I'm like, was it that bad? And he's like, yes, it was that bad.
And God bless Kim Pemberton because she has to sit back there with us, and she's probably like, these guys.
Kim, but see, here's the problem
And
too.
she's awesome.
You run
Yeah,
into the problem, but Kim has seen me cry before.
I know.
Like she's seen me as a baby. Like she's seen me in practice getting chewed out. She knows me from a child. So
yeah.
it's something embarrassing. She's just like, this is Marcus. Don't even work. yeah.
Go back.
Yeah, in her presence, I am truly a infant child.
That's fair.
And I will never be a respected
Right.
adult around her. It's like, yeah, it's okay. Kim knows me.
I'm just guilty by association.
Yeah, like Kim is the type that would literally like do her lick her thumb and wipe the sleet out my eyes, kind
I
of.
know.
Like she would do that. Like, come get that stuff out your hair. Like she would treat me like that. Okay, so Steve distanced himself from me, Brian,
I did. It felt good.
and the sports gods always deliver.
No, I think this went higher than the sports gods. I think the gods delivered.
We'll cut it off.
Yeah.
We'll just cut it off at the sports
Fair
gods.
enough.
How did the sports gods deliver, Steve?
It was just right. I mean, towards the end of Steve, it was like right there. And it was like, my body was like, you're going to cough
And it's gonna be bad.
or you're going to die. You can take a pick. It's one of the two. So
And you were holding your breath. You were
tried.
turning red.
I tried.
You were blue.
I tried. So as I'm like, okay, this is going to come out and it's going to come out violently.
But Brian, he tried to do one of these real quick though.
I tried. Yeah, I did. I tried.
He tried to sneak like a half cough or 2 out
I tried.
to see if he could like reset the cough. And so he was like,
It was bad. It was so bad.
and then
I just had to leave.
then it came.
So I opened the door to go out, and it starts to happen. So I'm like, I got to get this door shut fast. So I don't grab the door in time. So the door's just like, boom. So I'm like, well.
So now
I'm in the hallway like,
look, I don't know if the door won't open or the door is locked during these press conferences, but or they kept people from coming in and out during the press conference. Brian, Steve can't get out. He can't shut the door behind him, and he's getting ready to cough. And I'm like, geez, Steve, get it together, bro.
I know. It was bad. It was bad. And And of course, it was almost done. So I step outside the door. I let it all out. You know, I'm good.
You
So,
trying to go back in now?
no.
no.
I wasn't going back.
It was
I
over.
wasn't going back. I had text Marcus, and I was like, dude, I'm done. I'm out. Like, not leaving, but I'm gonna wait for you to come out. Well, as I kind of step back into the lobby, because I'm like, I'm just gonna wait out in the lobby. Here
comes Coach Mack.
Kenny's walking out the door.
Yeah, he walks in.
And
He's the first to
and
leave.
He's kind of looking at me like, you jackass. Like, what are you doing? And then of course Steve walks out, and bless his heart, Steve's like, you good?
You right?
Yeah,
Bro.
I am good.
So
It was that bad where Steve asked you because he could hear it and everything.
I guess he's like, you good?
we have made an absolute mess of a normal press conference.
Point being, we're gonna win the national championship.
Quick commercial break. 8150-939 is the number on 939 the Ville.
Hey guys, it's Luke Hancock. It's tough to know who to trust when it comes to getting work done on your roof. That's why I'm here to tell you about Greg Morris and his team at Roof Systems of Louisville. They're GAF certified, they work with all insurance companies, and they're the home of the Lifetime Roofing System. Here's the thing. They offer free inspections, so have them come out and see how much damage any storm has done to your roof in the last few years. You may be eligible for an insurance claim. Plus, we've made it easy to find them. Go to lukesroof.com or call 450-ROOF. When you call, mention my name and you'll get an extra $500 off. That's lukesroof.com or 450-ROOF.
Are you ready to sell your home? Well, there couldn't be a better time. Houses are going for top dollar and selling quickly. You need to call Jill Blessinger with Keller Williams. She has a team of professionals that will help you sell your home quickly and get the most for it. She is a professional home stager and photographer. And when you're ready to buy, she works with Becky Bleemel of Caliber Home Loans. She makes the loan process very simple. And if you mention you heard this on Middays with Marcus Maven or ESPN, your appraisal is absolutely free. So give Jill a call today at 502-773-0546. That's 502-773-0546. And let her help you today.
With UPS, future you graduates from Metro College with zero debt. How? As a package handler, you'll have a great job while you attend Metro College, and 100% of your tuition will be covered. Future you goes further than you imagine. Find out what you'll become at UPS.
We are ESPN Louisville, your home for the college football playoff, NFL, the Final Four, and best sports talk. Download the ESPN Louisville app today. Delivered by UPS Jobs Kentucky.
At the DFH Company, they know you got lucky last summer. You limped your AC unit to the finish line, but now it's time to face reality. You need a new system, so it's time to call DFH. Buy a complete Trane system and get one of the following: either 12-month special financing, a free humidifier, a Wi-Fi controlled thermostat, or an air cleaner. It's hard to stop a train, so call DFH at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Subject to credit approval, visit dfhcompany.com for complete details.
So, Steve, what do you think about Bill at Scorns & Sons Collision Centers, man?
Let me just say, I had a friend who totally ruined his car. They got him taken care of quick, efficiently, and out the door.
Family owned and operated for over 70 years, Ed Scorns is the leader in auto repair technology and technician training. Do not let just anyone repair your vehicle. It's your choice. Tell your insurance company you're taking your vehicle to Bill at Scorns & Sons Collision Centers. There are 2 locations, Bardstown Road and Shelbyville Road in Middletown. Or call us at 491-BODY or visit us at etscorns.com. That's ETSCORNS.com.
Genesis Diamonds presents our most aggressive offer ever. No down payment and no interest for 5 years. You can't miss this extraordinary event. All our designers are included. Veragio, Tacori, A. Jaffe, Christopher Design, Henry Dossi, Kirk Cara, Gabrielle. Pick anything in the Genesis Showcase. Pay nothing down and enjoy no interest for 5 whole years. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable. Think about it. No down payment and 0 interest for 5 years. Even all our GIA certified diamond engagement rings are included. Plus, all wedding, eternity, eternity and anniversary rings, all earrings, all sapphires, rubies, emeralds, nothing held back. How about a Tocorio Viraggio ring with a GIA certified diamond as low as $60 a month? 1.5 carat diamond stud earrings as low as $70 a month. Diamond pendants starting at $35 a month. Fabulous Breitling tag and Omega timepieces as low as $60 a month. Buy today with nothing down. Then spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. Hurry, this offer ends June 30th and will not be extended. Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza. Approved credit, see store for details.
Hey, this is Steve Rummage, and I have one question for you. What good is having that beautiful home with that beautiful view if you can't see through the grit and grime of your windows? Or every time you try to open them, it feels like an extensive workout. Let's face it, you and your home deserve better. That's why I'm here to tell you about Windows Plus. They have the best free lifetime transferable warranty, best installation in town, quality products, doors, windows, siding, and gutters. They've also been voted most efficient in 2019 and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, including all 5-star reviews, which means they're exactly what you've been looking for. So go visit them at 11501 Plantside Drive in Louisville, Kentucky, or call 502-494-0120. Again, that's Windows Plus, so make the call.
Great Flood has big news for Cards fans. We are starting a limited can series of new beer called Warehouse Select, only available at our Bardstown Road tap room. On top of that, Great Flood beer is now available at Kroger. It's a huge step for us as Louisville natives, and we are thrilled to have made the journey right here at home with you. As always, visit us at GreatFloodBrewing.com and follow our story at Great Flood Beer on social media. Go Cards!
That's probably enough. I will literally do this until 3 o'clock.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Hey guys, this is not another male enhancement commercial. I'm here to tell you where to get the most delicious wings in Louisville. I'm talking about Wing Zone. I'm talking about 17 amazing flavors delivered right to your door. Wingzone.com. You got it.
ESPN and the ACC bring you ACC Network, a 24/7 network covering the conference all year long. Get closer to the conference where 15 championship-winning programs call home with live games, inside access, original.
I like this beat.
This August, ACCN is coming to let fans nationwide know we do this. Visit getaccn.com to learn more.
Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben, 8150. 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. I'm sorry about that, people. We got carried away. We were telling a story about our day yesterday, and we made it all about ourselves. Those jokes, I hope you didn't. I hope you didn't think too much of it. We just wasted a whole lot of time. That wasn't cool.
No, it was. I needed to get all that off my chest.
I like when people get to experience these things vicariously
I think
through
people
us.
enjoy hearing at least some of it.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so. I think people.
Okay, there was a Chris Mack press conference. Takeaways go.
Well, first off, takeaways from Chris Mack's press conference he handled it really well. I mean, there was not a lot. I think he
didn't know.
What do you mean?
He didn't know Jordan was coming back.
I think he was pretty much where everybody was, but I think he said that all along.
He was trusting Jordan's honesty with him.
Yeah.
More than he was trusting anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
He told me he wanted to be a first rounder. I'm going to trust your first rounder. And until I hear that you're a first rounder, I'm going to assume that you're coming back.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty. I thought that was pretty candid, just to kind of say, look, I was where y'all were. He sounded like he went through about the same emotions we did.
Yep.
Maybe a little more informed you know.
I mean, he
but-
almost repeated verbatim saying, when I was younger and I was in his situation, I wanted to get drafted. So
Yeah.
I understand the emotions of being disappointed that you couldn't play. And I'll say this, confession time. I was kind of, I didn't know if the calf muscle thing was, I'm not even going to risk it, right? Like I would never say somebody's not hurt, but at 90% because of an injury, it's a high risk play.
Sure.
But before I thought, even if he's at 95, he should still be playing, or, you know, if he's at 90 or 85, he should still play, and he's not playing. So he's just kind of trying to stay out of, you know, high risk situations, which I was okay with, you know, like
Sure.
if he's not in true shape. But after listening to everybody talk about it, listening to Coach Mack's kind of heartfelt, you know, I really wish he would have been at full strength, which I wanted to make a joke to you in there and say, no, you didn't, Coach. But I didn't even want to put that energy out to the universe because it was heartfelt. But we all can always acknowledge the conflict of interest when you're trying. He
said he told Jordan, you know, he said, look, it's just this. Don't let that be in your mind that you're hurting us.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be okay.
That was very arrogant of him.
I think that's good. Well, I think that shows what kind of kid Jordan is. Because that was obviously something that Jordan thought about.
Or Mac thought he thought about.
Yeah, right.
He did say, I told Jordan Wara, don't even think about this.
Don't worry about, I may screw over my buddies if I go.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're going to be pretty good. No matter if you're here or
we
not.
still got a squad, bro.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. Of course, the other quote that really went around was just Mac with the expectations. And embracing those. That was the obvious answer there. But Mac, no, I don't think there was a ton from Mac. Right. And I think that's good. My team, here, want me to do it? My team's loaded. I am okay with the expectations.
They haven't done squat.
They haven't done anything yet. Jordan Wara, I was right where you were. Steve, we expected to come back. But then there was one little thing that floated out there that I thought was pretty interesting. That was Darius Perry. It was interesting. He really...
Steve, what did we spend yesterday talking about the entire show?
Quite a bit of Darius Perry. And would Darius Perry make it through the whole year?
And his importance.
And he could kind of be the guy that really gets you going.
Right.
And we even said he could be a starter. That's where his range.
It was ironic.
Crazy.
We spent so much time talking about him yesterday before the press conference, and that's exactly where he went during the press conference.
And then that quote from him, and Chris Mack went on to kind of talk a little bit about Darius Perry and just to say
not having the trust last year, saying he's a much better shooter than he actually performed. You know, he has a lot of expectations.
Yeah.
I talked about IQ, turnovers, better shots, you know, best on-ball defender. That's why I was saying he needs to be a Quan Ford level on-ball defender,
right,
to get him on the court regularly.
But he questioned Darius's willing to be an everyday guy, what he calls an everyday guy.
Earlier in the year.
Yeah.
He said the last 10 games he was...
Well, he said he was good during the games. I don't know that he ever said that he... he was.
I think he said he wanted to continue that growth.
Okay.
To the end of the season. But either way...
But there was obviously a disconnect there between Chris Mack and Darius Perry.
Yeah, and he was complimentary of Darius, saying he did not transfer when most guys in his situation would have transferred.
When the horn went off against Minnesota, I would have bet pretty much everything I own, which is why I've stepped out of the game.
Why you don't gamble anymore?
But I would have put about everything I own that Darius would not be back.
Right.
I just thought that was a given. I thought once the season was over, I thought it was a given.
And not
that
because
Darius
of
would
incoming guys, just that he.
I just thought it didn't look right throughout the year. And I liked how he finished the year, but I was like, something just don't look right there. Like he's not going to stay. But he did. He did. We got to kind of see him yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking good.
He was heading in to work out.
Yeah. So I do think that. So all in all, I mean, Mac pretty much had what he needed to say, got what he needed to say. Nothing crazy. It didn't sound like he cleared it up that David Johnson had a few academic things that were not an issue.
He said,
and kudos
zero.
to Patty Ice for asking that, actually, because I was curious about that, but I just wasn't going to do it.
He said, listen, Aiden and Gahan, they don't get out of school until
they graduate
July
in June.
or whatever. Yeah, whatever.
So
he said he has absolutely zero worry academically about David Johnson.
Yeah, like that could be something very small that just needs to be taken care of.
He went out of his way to say zero.
Yeah. So I thought that. I mean, that was all good news yesterday. I mean, that's what you want to hear. So
okay, that's what you got from him.
He did good.
Next up was Jordan Wara.
Now, Jordan got interesting.
You can take the clip sheet if you want to put.
Yeah, Jordan got really, really interesting. I thought at times.
Listen, you quarterback this. I'll follow you.
Jordan, I enjoyed hearing kind of the decision. It did, right? Texter, I know. But he's right.
It's trendy.
Yeah. But Jordan, I enjoyed hearing first off. Well, I didn't enjoy it. It actually gave me anxiety listening to how it was so, because when that stuff come out, I'm like, oh, okay, he must have told Mac this morning, and now the video come out. Hearing Jordan tell the story,
we almost lost Jordan.
Jordan kind of sounded like he may have been leaving that day. Like
in hindsight,
still
Jordan was a lot closer to leaving than we really thought.
Or
maybe you were more right because for a while, like I talked you off that cliff kind of late. Right. But when you said no, he really wants to go. I could see that now.
He was very clear to say, my agent said I would have got drafted. Period.
He said he was almost insulted to insinuate that he may not have gotten drafted. So we're just saying that to show you the confidence level he has. Again, we talked about it. You don't go to NBA combines to try out.
Yeah.
You go there to confirm that you're the best.
Can we, Brian? Can I get that Wara 1 real quick? Let's hear that just to kind of put a little context as to what we're saying here.
Probably the most stressful decision I've made in my life so far. In terms of making the decision, honestly, it probably would have been later. It's just I was flying back from the West Coast and the time changes. If I had to do it in the airport, I still had one more flight, and I was in Chicago, so it was an hour. I would have got in probably like 12:30, and by then it was past the deadline, so I had to decide in the airport. So it really came down to the wire, and I found out what I was going to do in the airport after talking to my family and my agent and talking to Coach Mack.
He said, I decided in the airport. He made the decision sitting there. What about the boss move from Coach Mack, too?
Oh, listen, in a quiet moment, I would say, Mac, you a piece of crap. Tell him about what he did.
Listen, Jordan told the story that Chris Mack sent him the video, the I'm back video, and said, hey, I don't know what you're doing yet, but if you decide to come back, tweet this video out.
Listen, that's like saying, I'm not going to give you any advice. I'm not going to lead you one way or another. But just in case you come back, we have this awesome highlight mixtape
awesome. I didn't
video.
know he did that.
Yes, he did that. You're a horrible person.
If you watch that video, and that video was awesome.
Yeah, right. You remember the feeling when you saw the video, people?
If you watch, because that's how I took
now,
it in.
Imagine being Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
And you're struggling with the decision, and look, and in a nice friendly way, that was a psychological Trojan horse virus.
That was a mind ninja.
That Mac presented to Jordan Wara.
Oh, man.
That's one of those, listen, this gift is yours if you come back. But if you leave, it's not yours.
Not yours.
But I'll let you decide.
But
I don't
back.
Listen, but I don't want to lead you one way or the other.
Wow.
That may have been that was listen,
awesome.
the timing, if it was 51-49, that might have won the game.
That was maybe his best recruiting move ever.
You're a piece of crap.
That was perfect.
If I was Pops Wara, I would call him up today and be like, okay, now that all this stuff is done and we done Listen, everybody made their announcements. We've done the paperwork. Pops, touche.
Yeah.
Listen, I had my son get ready to go to the league. We were all about to get this money, right? The dreams were going to be realized.
I know.
And you shoot my son that awesome video.
Now, here's the thing. This is where things get interesting. Brian, let's play number 5. I'm not sure if this is the total quote or not. If it's not, though, it's still going to lead me to what I really want to talk about with Jordan.
Expectations are going to be high, which is good. I like it. In terms of myself, I hold myself to high standards too, which is a big reason why I'm back here for another year. Like I said, I'm going to keep getting better. I know I'm going to keep getting better. I still have so much room to grow from last year, and that's a good thing about the type of player I am. There's so much room to still grow and become even better, and I'm sure Mac's going to help me out, and the coaching staff's going to help me out a lot with that. And in terms of the team, I'm glad the expectations are high too. It just shows you the type of talent we have and what we can do. Now it's just up to us to meet those expectations.
Okay, that right there is a kid or a guy. Listening to him yesterday, Jordan was very clear about a few things. I was going to get picked. The only reason I'm back is not because of an injury. He said it multiple times. He said sometimes, things happen for a reason.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that. I've accepted that. So I'm fine with maybe there's a reason I need to be back here. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with the expectations. I mean, he was winning me over as a player so much. These are the type of press conferences why when we have the little bit of argument, if you're in a barbershop and you're arguing Kentucky fan, you're saying, I know my guys.
Yeah.
It's stuff like this. Because I felt like I was growing to know Jordan listening to this, and I'm starting to fall in love with it.
It's so funny you said that. I was over there talking to Kim, and I was just saying, I cannot believe how polished and well-spoken and direct and sincere. Mm-hmm. I cannot believe how forward and passionate these young men are. Like, it was awesome to sit there and listen to them describe how honest they could be.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
But the one time he got a little unpolished, and got a little I don't know what to call it. I don't want to call it street.
Let people decide what it
was when somebody asked. I think it was actually Kent Spencer. Maybe asked him, said, Mac talked about there being more guys that can score.
The elephant in the room.
So will your role change on this team? Uh-oh. And Jordan at that point, you could see it on his face.
You can hear it in his voice.
And he gave you a little bit of look.
He bit.
Yeah.
He bit, but he walked it back.
Look. My role on this team is not going to change.
Why won't it change?
I know that. He said, Mac knows that. Like that was.
Wait a minute. Repeat that.
That was a little bit. He said, now I'm not quoting him verbatim, but because I don't want somebody to be like, that's not exactly what he said. But he said, my role is not going to change as to what I do on this team.
Yep.
I know that. Mac knows that. Like. Everybody in this room should know.
Right.
You want to know what I feel like Jordan was saying there? Now, this is Steve Rummage's interpretation of what Jordan was saying. Y'all, sit down for a second. I'm the best player on this team. I was the best player on this team last year. I'm one of the most prolific scorers in the country. The Irvin Award just put me out as number 1. Number freaking 1. I'm preseason first team All-American as of tomorrow morning. I'm future.
Yeah.
I'm going to be first. I'm going to be a preseason player of the year. I wish one of y'all silly rear ends
would
come up here and act like Samuel freaking Williamson can come in here and be the guy that's going to be the go-to scorer.
That's why I said all last week and all week before, I'm saying this dude is not going to like the insinuations of some young. Remember I was talking about the size, Steve, the size of these humans?
Yep.
You remember that call you made to me before I actually arrived at the
Yeah, I do.
Baby Yum Center?
Yes.
You remember I said, Steve.
I was less than impressed with the size of a certain
individual.
I
said, Steve, there's going to be such a size difference between a junior and a freshman.
You did.
It's going to make your Brian Hall. Steve's not allowed to talk during this 30 seconds.
Fair.
Brian, do you know where the Planet Fitness Center is?
I do. Oh, I know where several of them.
You're
talking about the
Yum Center.
The little Yum.
Yeah, the Yummy.
The little Yum. Sorry.
Okay. No, I won't do that. Do you know the distance between I won't get off the address. The ESPN Louisville studios to said Yum Center, Baby Yum Center.
The one at the soccer stadium?
Yeah.
Like a couple hundred feet. Maybe a football field.
It's 2 miles. I'm talking about from ESPN Louisville studios.
You're talking
from
about
here.
these studios.
Yeah, these studios.
I thought you were talking about the one at the soccer stadium.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Sorry.
No, I'd say we're probably a mile and a half.
Mile and a half, 2 miles max. Within those 2 miles of Steve being out of my sight, he has parked, saw a player, and called me about his sighting of said player. Right?
Okay.
Listen, and I'm talking in extremes right now because Steve was emotional when he said it.
It's okay, Steve.
Steve says, that dude will never get on this floor.
He said what?
That dude will never get on this floor. He wasn't talking about his skill. He wasn't talking about his game. He wasn't talking about anything but
build.
The size compared to what Jordan Warrer looks like in person. Steve and Enoch in a room look like professional Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
And all these freshmen look like freshmen. They look less than freshmen.
I don't know if you remember this when Warrer came in. He was a little chunky.
Yeah, but still, he looked like his legs are like Shane Bohannon's though.
No, I'm saying he's definitely thick and like gotten solid muscle now.
Right. But my point is, the anger that, not anger, the immediacy that Jordan Warrer spoke with when somebody asked him about his role changing. If anything, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have the ball more. I'm gonna shoot more. I'm gonna be more important to this team." There was no Super Six, man. You better watch out for the Super Six. They're gonna come in. They're gonna take your minutes. He's like, I'm not competing against these dudes. You know what I'm saying? I'm competing with. Read off the list. Just one of those lists. I'm competing with the guys that are going to be top 15 in the draft.
Yeah.
As far when you talk about skill sets and players and playing time, nobody on this team is going to put me on a bench. And not because Coach Mack has more options. I'm so good on the national scale that coach is not going to be sitting around disciplining me because I'm going to be a dominant small forward. And he had to look, and Brian, not to totally hijack Steve's point, what I already did, though, the part that Steve he was probably going to get to, but when he said, yeah, nobody on his team can do we all have our own skill sets.
Yeah.
Right? Brian, he actually started saying, nobody on this team can do what I do, shoot like I shoot at my size. But we all got different skill sets. And that was his way of saying, okay, I ain't going to go too far off this bridge. And you know what we did? You know what everybody in that room did? Nodded their head.
Mm-hmm.
End of story. You know what, Jordan? You're right. There's nobody, and there's not guys in college that can do what I do. Really, I'm the best returning small forward shooter. You think you got somebody on this team who's a better small forward shooter than me? They're not in the ACC. They're not here. They don't exist. Right?
Yeah, he was very...
End of discussion.
He was very, like I said, a little little touchy on that one. You could tell.
It caught his attention.
Which I thought was interesting with us bringing up last week. You know, he didn't exactly hang out with the young guys.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Y'all going to have to earn that, man. So, which is why I would love to be at, which is why today, you asked me yesterday, and my price went up.
The price for what, Steve?
They put the freshmen usually when they come in, they work out alone for a couple days, football and basketball.
Which they should.
Yeah, oh, definitely. You just need to learn the speed.
I don't know, man. They threw me to the wolves. Put
Well,
them kids in there.
That's different. But but I mean, they're together. You asked me yesterday what I would pay to watch them in the gym.
The welcoming open run.
I would give unspeakable things, more than I would be proud to say on air, to watch that practice this morning with all those guys together for the first time.
You know what though? You wouldn't want to see that.
I think I would.
You wouldn't want to see that because all of your expectations of all the freshmen would fall.
Yeah, I know.
Because here's the thing. I don't chew you up and spit you out on your visit. I wait till you sign.
Oh yeah.
And then when you get here, you gonna get all this work, Playboy.
Oh yeah, especially on day one.
And we're teammates too, so it's like, young fella, come work out first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn you out on this bench. I'm gonna burn you out on like think about if you're a small forward and you go work out with Jordan Ward and he's throwing these 225 up like it's just light work, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just throwing up this 225, squatting these 500, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Look, and then I'm ripping off all these weights so you can get your 145 and your 135, right? And look, and I'm throwing them back on. And look, and for my burnout rep, you know what I'm saying? I'm going 260, you know?
I know.
And you work out with me. And after we work out on the weights a little bit, we run 22 minutes on the treadmill. And then we say, okay, let's go get some shots up.
Yeah.
You're like, Jesus Christ, I'm going home.
I know.
Like,
I know.
Listen, that was my workout for the day.
Yeah.
And he's like, that was breakfast.
Well, and you started the day off, like I said. I mean, I kind of alluded to it earlier, but you started the day off with story coming out of NBC Sports, Jordan War, first team All-American. Story coming out of the NCAA Twitter, Louisville or Jordan War ranked number 1 in the Julius Erving Award. Like, now let's go practice.
Now I'm gonna show you why. Listen, player, I didn't just come off this bench. There's a reason I'm on these lists.
Yeah.
All this Warrior Watch stuff, it's because I'm so much better than you.
I know.
And you're not even scratching the surface of what, like it'll be 2 years before you even think about being able to keep me out of the lane.
That's silly.
Let's go to work, punk.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that,
like you don't do that on visits though.
I know.
And then you learn today, oh, that's why you're Jordan Ward.
Yeah. That's what I would pay to see.
But you'll just be looking at Jordan dominate and you'll be like, yeah, that's Jordan.
Yeah, but I still need it.
You've already saw that for a year though.
I need it in my life.
I'm telling you, I don't think the public would like to see that.
Well, the public may not, but I need to see that dog just like bite their head off. Like, no, you're done.
You wouldn't even see it though.
You're done.
Jordan would be at a 4.
Like I
wasted them.
Just to see their face when they're like, oh my gosh. I can't believe you just did that.
Right. And again, people, we're not calling these freshmen in all guys. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about some freshmen that really think they're good, you know, and they are potential.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so. Chris Mack he already said it's a little shocking to them.
Oh, sure.
The first workouts with Kettler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a different game, man. I mean, it's different. They send you, I mean, I remember transitioning into college. They send you this thing. They're like, hey, you got all these workouts you can do. And you kind of like prep and you're like, oh, yeah, I can do the college workouts. Like, I'm making it through this stuff. Yeah, it's different when you get
there. It's a total. We're not going to be able to get that. I can look at the last one. This is probably not something I want to read, but we were trying to get the latest texts, that were coming up. Point being, Warren gave a little bite of that, and you could tell Warren and Enoch are at a different maturity.
No, I agree with that 100%. I saw a texter earlier say, with those press conferences, do I think that subconsciously that maybe they are captains? I don't know if I'm ready to go there just yet, but man,
that's a concern for me.
They handled him. Oh yeah, well, sounded like a concern for Mac.
Yeah, Mac did discuss that was one of those takeaways that we skipped over.
Yeah.
We should not have.
Yeah.
His takeaway was, I'm curious to see who are the leaders. Christian Cunningham, we acknowledged that he was a good leader and he was perfect for the team at that time, but
did he have a feeling of? And I this is gonna sound like I'm taking a shot at him, and I'm not. But did he have a little bit of a feeling of, there's nobody else?
Yes.
Yeah, like there's nobody's gonna step up and do this.
Yes. Like
so it has to be you.
It's gonna be different. It's gonna be different leadership styles, but there's no collar snatcher guy just yet. You know what I'm saying? And you can only hope that
Malik.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? You should book that right now.
Yeah.
You should book that. You should actually book that, Steve, and say, I think Malik is the team leader.
Yeah. That's probably true.
Because we've loved him since he was fouling people against Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
His freshman year.
Yeah, I think he will. You've watched him a couple times on the court this past season. I mean,
yell at people
he got
about
a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mac is trying to get us to do something, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. I think that could be the case.
You're right. You're right. It wouldn't surprise me if it was him. It wouldn't surprise me if it was Sutton and Malik.
Yeah. Different style. I don't think Sutton is. Yeah. It's not vocal, but Sutton's the one that, I mean,
I don't know, man.
You can play good cop, bad cop. I mean, Sutton's in the gym. Look.
Plus, he has that dry stare, man. He might get your attention a little different. Yeah.
I agree.
He walks forward too strong.
Right. You needed, when you got a guy like Trez, you need somebody else that's not like Trez.
Yeah.
He's a psycho.
Can't have two.
Yeah.
Can't have two Trez's as your captains.
Right. So, I could see it. But Jordan, I think, was second press conference, hit a home run. Steve didn't say a lot, and I thought that was good.
He speaks so well.
He does. He does. Steve had a few things in there. He seemed, one of the things was
let me throw this in there.
Okay.
Let me because we'll make it a transition.
All right.
Conditioning.
That's where I was gonna go. Yeah.
Jordan, Steve, coach, NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think conditioning style changes on this team?
Yeah.
Because conditioning has been the conversation of everybody.
I think so. I do think so. And I don't want to say the player's name, but
Max says he's ready to do some 3 out, 2 in as well.
He did say that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
So maybe Max said a bunch of stuff, and we're idiots. We just need to talk about. He said, with the conditioning part, there's a couple players. One player in particular, I think that looks like they're slimming. And I saw that with a couple of the players. And I saw one yesterday, too, that looked like he's slimming a little bit. And I'm like, I wonder if Mac's not like, okay, maybe I need to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to just a touch.
No, because here's the thing. Here's what I thought. As I'm leaving that complex, thinking about conditioning as a talking point, I thought what you thought. Okay, were they too bulky, right? And I'm like, okay, is that a coaching mistake? Is that a stylistic error, right? And you know what I did? I rewound my mind back to what Max saw from the beginning, right? And what did he see? He saw lack of toughness. One of the first things, they got to get a lot tougher. That's even coming off of him watching last year's team. He was like, they got to get tougher, right?
Yeah.
That was his talking point. So then I'm driving, getting on the on-ramp, and I'm like, he thought they needed to get tougher or stronger.
Yeah.
What do? Put them hardcore in the weight room. But that toughness and the toughness and the strength were not synonymous.
Right.
I can put muscles on you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, sure.
But I can't make you attack the basketball, viciously.
Yeah.
No matter how much weight I put on you. So now you're capable of being stronger. You might be slower, you might be stiffer, but you don't, but it didn't transition to actual, it did in some ways, but maybe now you say, okay, now conditioning, mental toughness, mental fatigue. That's the toughness we should focus on this year because that was what you lacked last year.
Well, and especially when we loved how they looked, but again, you went to pro, and I feel like both of them got a little bit of a NBA.
Like I said, Jordan, I think, would be a little unfair because he was coming off the injury.
Sure.
But
Steve openly said, look, it's conditioning.
But here's the thing. I thought last year Jordan should probably be a little slimmer.
I agree. I would agree.
But he's balling, so you cut. Yeah,
so it is what
you say, yeah, maybe you carrying that stuff.
Yeah. Some people aren't gonna. I mean, would you have wanted Alvin Sims to slim down?
Yes.
Well, he's awesome. No, right. By the way, speaking of him slimming down, he actually really is slimming down right now.
He's down to college playing weight.
Yeah.
Every time that dude dunked, I thought the goal was coming down.
I know. Yeah.
I wanted him slim down so I could compete with him.
Yeah. He was. Some people play that way. Steve actually talked about the NBA wanted him to. And now conditioning may not be slimming down.
And we're talking about consistency of playing hard for an extended.
But that's why one of the reasons I wanted him back, because I feel like his strictly had last year was really his first year of college basketball. I mean, I know he played a little bit of UConn here and there, totally different style. Now you come here and all of a sudden Mac's like, look, hedge that screen at half court, get back underneath. I mean, our bigs, that was something I noticed right off the bat. I was like, these bigs are going to have to, I don't know how, honestly, the fact we only had two is amazing. Because the way they hedge, as high as Mac has them hedge, and he doesn't, I don't know where his line of demarcation is, but I'm starting to think it's anywhere on this side of the court. Because we had guys hedge deep in the backcourt.
That just means for the pick and roll people, the big man helps out until the guard dribbles all the way out to the half court.
But here's the thing. There's a big man that rolls, and now you have to hedge and guard him. And they do that.
I got two clips from Enoch yesterday that kind of go along with what you're saying.
Okay, cool.
One of them kind of talks about his conditioning, so we'll go with that one first.
Perfect.
More like end-to-end conditioning more than it is strength conditioning because, nobody's really pushing me around. And I feel like if I can combine that with, being able to play for 40 minutes, then it'll all work in my favor.
And then there's another clip where he talks about Aiden Agahan and how he's going to help with the depth of the big men.
I feel like Aiden coming in, it's just going to help us. Like, Akoi helped us a lot, but I feel like Aiden can help us even more because of he's very gifted. And I can't wait for him to get here in July so we can work together. He also will help us as bigs get better. Me and Malik, we pushed each other this past season, but having that third person that can, do as much as we can, and even more with his athleticism and physicality, I feel like it'll help us that much more because, Coach Pegues, he always talks about how iron sharpens iron, and the more we can push each other, the higher we can push each other to go, the better. The better production we'll get, on the court once the season starts.
So he's watched Aiden.
Yeah. I could do without that comment.
I don't know.
Looking forward to him getting here.
I don't know. No, but here's the thing.
Up, Steve.
Here's the thing, though, man. He knew that isn't a guy. He knew what Aiden could do.
He believed in Aiden. He believed in Aiden. Like I said, anybody who's grown up around a lot of people who take their sport serious.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, if your neighborhood had a lot of dudes that like to play basketball a lot, you'd be surprised at how many athletes come out of that area just because everybody cares about the sport that much.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you're getting here. You're getting some guys that care.
I know
about getting better fast.
I know. And then like I said, just hearing him kind of how he said
Shout out to Clarksville, by the way.
Yeah.
We love playing basketball.
Yeah, shout out to Clarksville. It sounds like he gets it too. I like how he said, "Look, I mean, I don't get pushed around," and I back that up.
Yeah,
I don't think he got pushed around a lot last year.
If he voluntarily gave up position because he's confident in his scoring.
Reed Travis pushed him around. I do think that.
I think he let him.
No, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. He gave.
But I think he let everybody.
Yeah.
Put it this way, he didn't care about getting the spot closer to the basket.
Yeah.
He didn't care. So if I sit here and then you're muscling me, you're not really muscling me. I'm just letting you get the look. I'm letting you get the position.
No, or there was something deeper in there that you were going that I wasn't. And listening to Steve here, it sounds like he may be one of the guys that truthfully went to workouts and was like, okay, I know what I don't have now.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that's, I mean.
Yeah, maybe just going to NBA and somebody saying, dude, what are you doing?
You should be a first rounder.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Yeah. You're literally not a first rounder because you can't get your butt up and down the floor.
Yeah, just one random former player that's probably trying to be a GM.
Yeah.
That was at one of these workouts. Let's just come up with a guy. Who's Max guy from Xavier? David West.
Uh-huh.
Probably just go to a David West who's in a camp and just say it, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't get down there and start crushing them dudes,
right?
Like you sitting on $2 million right now, and all you gotta do is pick it up.
I know.
Get out my face. Look, I don't care what you do in this workout. We're not drafting you. You go down there, you start ripping people's heads off. Look, I promise you, whatever pick we have next year, we'll pick you up.
Yeah,
pick up the money. That could be good. Commercial break. 8150. Then it's time. Oh man. 939 is the number on 939 The Ville.
Do you love the meat genius at Papa John's, who decided to put their barbecue meats and pizza together?
Yeah, who do you